The second question was relating to the relatively small range of tree species that we're proposing.
When you're considering planting new trees, there are many things that you need to take into account. The principal ones are the soil in which they grow. There's no point planting spruce or fir in Cambridge because they will not grow on our soils. They need an acid soil in which to flourish. You need also to take into account the role they're going to play. If you need a tree to have a stature and a mass and a form and a scaffold, then you have to start looking at the size of tree that you want. And in most of these locations, we are looking for a tree that's of a forest scale proportion. So that limits your choice. There's no good choosing a cherry, it's not going to fulfill the function. So the range of species is then reduced further. What are our options? Oak is a possibility, but it doesn't have the form that you need in this particular location. It tends not to have a positive leader, and it tends to, because of its bud bifurcation, tends to sprout in many directions, so it doesn't have a good structure. Ash is a possibility, lime is another possibility, beech. There are certain problems with trees at the moment. Ash suffers from Phytophthora, we have it in the city in places, so that was a species I avoided. Although we have disease-resistant elm, I have been concerned by the trees that we've planted on Midsummer Common in the last 2 years. When I did a look at them a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that the leaders of 2 of them had already blown out, and the included bark was a common feature in all the unions. I raised this with the nursery when I went to see them on Tuesday with a view to looking at possible plants to plant on the common, and this was not an unusual complaint, and they have agreed to replace those elms on the common that we have there at the moment, and for this reason I am not going to suggest that we plant disease-resistant elms because I think the stock is faulty and they will give us the problems that we have with the London planes now that were planted 40 years ago. So you're coming down to a choice of lime. Lime does not get many problems at the moment, and there are many cultivars. Only a few suffer from honeydew, and the 2 species that we have selected do not suffer from honeydew. They also don't sucker at the base, so we should have none of those problems. The only problem that I know about with either of the cultivars is that Tilia tomentosa has a tendency to attract bees, bumblebees in particular, and they tend to get drunk and then they fall down onto the ground or inebriated, but they won't recover. They have a tree at Anglesey Abbey that is particularly prone to this, but the ones that I know of in Cambridge do not have this problem, and that's why I have chosen or suggested that we plant lime.
Thank you very much.